Hello, welcome back to my home. I'm Dawn, doing brand new videos for Dawn's Light, Yoga for Life. And if you have seen the last couple new ones, you know that I am starting with a beginner's mind, a beginner's experience, trying to figure out technology, as well as putting together two things that I love, yoga and art. And so we started with the beginner's mind. Piece of art right here, and then I've been adding my creativity to solve problems and try to make my experience something beneficial to you. And maybe if this is my third video that you've been watching, you see that I added another part here. So this is my inner knowing crown that I will put on. This inner knowing that we all have, a little voice that speaks to us about, the things that are right for us to do, our calling, or just day to day, how to take care of ourselves. And sometimes we avoid those things that we know are right for us. And so I have something just really special for you today. If you've been, at Fit Body Boot Camp doing your hard workouts, it's Sunday. It's a nice, just calm, damp, rainy, windy day. It's a perfect day for Yin Yoga. So I invite you to just put on something comfy, maybe something kind of warm, because in Yin, you're going to be in poses that you just hold. Take away all muscular effort and just work deeply into the joints, muscles, ligaments, deeper connective tissues to find some opening and ultimate benefit by using yoga poses in a little different way than you may be accustomed to. So I'm going to start the music, and I'm going to start the recording, and please join me. You'll just need maybe a rolled towel or a rolled blanket, some kind of cushion, maybe a nice big pillow to support yourself. I also have a couple of blocks that might be useful, but just make do with whatever you have at home. And I'll give a lot of ideas, modifications for how to get into these poses and stay in them comfortably. Let's begin. Happy Yin Day. And now we will begin a Yin practice that is a practice in metta, or loving kindness. So let's begin in child's pose, your choice, with arms by your sides or reaching straight ahead, knees together or knees wide. You might rest your forehead on a folded blanket or block. You might rest your whole body on a great big kind of body pillow, taking all muscular effort and just coming to your breath. Buddha once said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserves your love and affection." This practice today, this metta, is the practice of loving kindness, joy, compassion, and equanimity for yourself and for others. It is said that those who practice metta meditation will have their fears erased, have their hearts and minds calmed, sleep and wake more peacefully, and be able to give and receive love more readily. The principle of metta is a wish for true happiness for ourselves and for everyone, and to respect the life we have already. And so it begins with self. Here is the meditation you can take into your own heart, a prayer from yourself to yourself. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I live a life of ease. One more breath here in child's pose. And pressing into your feet, engaging the core. Walk your hands on up. Come into a kneeling position. And then swing heels in one direction to come on into a seat. And we'll prepare for a supported fish pose. So with a block, pillow, rolled blanket, or towel behind your back, just about at the base of your ribs, right between your shoulder blades. You want to adjust your support so that it opens your heart and opens your throat as you're able to let your head hang back. Maybe crown of the head directed toward the floor. With palms up, the arms spiral open, encouraging this easy breath coming into your heart space and exhaling to release. We'll stay here for 3 full minutes. So with Yin, the idea is to subtly stress your tendons, ligaments, and your deeper connective tissues. Over time that you spend in a pose, there should be no pain. We're not really trying to stretch the ligaments or joint capsules, but gently stressing them. And over time, the tissues may become longer, thicker, and stronger as you allow some openness in these areas. And some first cutting off of the fluids in those areas, and then as you release and gently come out of a pose, the fluids can go back into that area with nutrients and oxygen flooding into those areas that were gently stressed to promote healing. So here, 1 more minute in fish pose, looking for any areas in the body that are still holding, any muscular effort still remaining, and release it. Hips, mid-back, shoulders, neck, fingers and toes, scan the body. As we return to our metta meditation one more time, this time thinking of someone you love, focusing on what they look like on any particular day, their style of clothes, their hair, their smile. Just like you, they want to be loved and to give love. Imagine them now. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live a life of ease. One more inhale and exhale. And then very slowly pressing into your elbows, lifting your head and upper body. Very slowly release the block or the pillow behind your back and just lie flat on your back for a moment to rebound from that pose. Keep your breathing steady and even. The areas that were stressed have now been released. Allow your body to assimilate the benefits of your yin pose. And now bring your right knee in, just give it a squeeze. Take a breath. Stretch it back out, bring your left knee in. Give it a squeeze and a breath. Stretch it back out, and then one by one again, right and then left. Bring them both in. Give them a nice, loving hug. And then holding behind your thighs or crossing at the ankles and holding the outside edges of the feet. You might begin a gentle rocking on the spine, rolling up little by little. Enjoying that spinal massage until you finally gain the momentum to come all the way up, hands and knees. And you've come into tabletop. Let's just take a couple rounds of cat and cow. So extending the heart, lifting the chin, inhale. And curling the back, drawing the navel up and in, tucking the chin, exhale. Take a couple more rounds. Just bringing a little movement to those areas that we had targeted in that supported fish. And now with knees under hips and hands starting to walk forward, we're going to come into melting heart pose, Anahatasana, where the arms are reaching forward and the heart is just melting between the arms. And here to make some adjustments to the pose to make it right for you. You might have forehead resting on a blanket. You might put hands near opposite elbows and rest your forehead on the forearms. The tops of your feet may be flat to the floor or toes curled under. You might even stretch one arm forward with the head on the other forearm, and halfway through, switch that out. Or to support your whole torso, you might have that rolled blanket right under your ribs. If none of this works for you, you might just roll over on your back and place that rolled blanket between your pelvis and up higher. You have the roll kind of up in your upper back with arms stretched up above you. Or you could have a couple blocks under the forearms to kind of deepen and let your head and heart come down to the floor. And here we'll stay in this melting heart position again for a few minutes.
So as you let your heart melt toward the floor, you may feel the upper and middle back extending as a target area. Or you might feel the extension in your neck or the flexion in arms and shoulders. Again, make sure you are staying with sensation but no pain. And again, releasing all muscular effort. Scan your body for any holding. If this hurts your neck at all, if you're looking forward, then be sure to support with a pillow under the forehead. And if you feel any discomfort of tingling in the arms or the hands, just adjust those positions and make this melting heart pose right for you. Continue to breathe. And let's once again consider metta. Your wish for loving kindness. This time, maybe shift your attention to someone neutral in your life. Maybe someone you pass by on the street, or smile to in the supermarket. Imagine greeting them, and just like you, they want to be loved and give love. Offer this prayer. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live a life of ease. Take one more breath. And then again, engage the core. Press into the feet, walking the hands up. Let the hips come back to your heels and rest once again in child's pose for just a minute. Rebounding again here. Allowing your body to assimilate. Long, steady breaths here in child's. Imagine that your inhales inflate a balloon in your lower back. Imagine that your exhales release all the air from the balloon, decompress. One more breath. And now come on down, flat on the floor on your belly. And we'll take broken branches to the right. So your left forearm will be positioned under your head as you reach your right arm under your left shoulder, straight to the left side of the body, palm turned up. And just rest here for 1 minute with your breath. Again, feeling sensation in the shoulder, but not too much pain, not any pain. You can always put a pillow, a rolled blanket under the body to support. And now pressing up with the left arm, release the right and switch your positions. So now right forearm will be positioned for under your forehead, and the left arm reaches right, palm up underneath that right shoulder, and lie down onto the left arm for a minute here. Just breathe. Always scanning the body for any holding. With total release of any muscular effort, you are impacting your tendons. And these tendon changing practices in Yin involve stressing, strengthening, and massaging these tissues. One more breath. And release. Come back again into child's pose. This time, arms are reaching long, straight in front of you, while your hips settle down to your heels. Child's pose can also be adjusted in any way that is right for you. So if there's any discomfort to your ankles, your rolled towel could be under your ankles. If there's any discomfort to the knees, the rolled blanket could be between your thighs and your calves. Continue to breathe. And then pressing on up, bring your hips over to the right, and then as you circle around to the right, come up to table, coming forward, shoulders above wrists, and then circle around to the right, rounding the back like a cat back. And then as you come forward, cow back, letting the hips sink. And one more time around in this counterclockwise direction. And as you come to the front, reverse that. Take it back around, rounding the back as you come back. Sit bones to heels. And around to the left, coming far forward, dropping the hips to kind of an upward facing dog. And around a couple more times. Clockwise. Taking your time, putting breath with the movement. Exhaling as you come back. Inhaling as you come up. Pause here. And now just bring your legs in and come into a cross-legged position. With your left leg straight in front of you, cross the right leg over the left. And your position for this shoelace pose might be right here with straight legs, or you could take the right ankle and start to pull the right heel in closer to the hip. So anywhere that your body allows. Okay. So with your right leg crossed over, that may be your seated shoelace, or if it's available, you might bring that left heel closer to the right hip. So if you have both knees bent. You're kind of aiming for the direction of stacking knee over knee, with both sit bones on the floor. And if you find you're really leaning to one side, then a block underneath that side will help to keep you upright. A block or a blanket can help to keep you upright. All right, so from here, let's put left elbow on top of right elbow. And you might just have the backs of the hands together with thumbs facing your face, or you might continue to wrap the hands so that right fingers come into left palm. And here, take a breath to lengthen your spine, lifting the elbows, taking hands away from the face. You might just stay here for a couple minutes, or you might just start to round this forward. So your right elbow could come to your top knee, and you could rest there, releasing in the hips, enjoying that opening. Or your hands might come all the way down to a block, elbow to block. Or your hands might come all the way down to the floor. Or any variation of that. And we'll stay here for 2 minutes. So we're targeting the hips in several ways. Flexion, external rotation, and adduction. And when we're folding forward, actually we're flexing the whole spine. And if you're in half shoelace with one leg straight, because of this hip flexion, you might feel some stress in the hamstrings. If this is aggravating your back in any way, it may help to elevate the hips by sitting up on a pillow or a cushion so that the knees are below the hips. Or just keep the back very long and straight instead of rounding it. If you have pain that's not natural, if it's anything beyond just sensation. Take one more breath here. And then slowly come up. Untangle the arms by opening them to the sides, palms up. Lift the heart, take a breath. Bring the hands behind the hips and lift the heart again. Inhale, little back bend. And then planting the feet to the floor, let's just take a few rounds of some windshield wipers. Very slowly, just releasing the hips and the knees that have been stressed. We want to transition very slowly. These areas may feel a little fragile, so we want to nurture them as we switch into the next pose. So this time your right leg will be straight, the left will cross over. Left heel may come back by the right hip. Right heel may come back by the left hip. Any variation of the pose, just kind of settle into a position that's right for you. And this time we'll place right elbow above left elbow. And again, find your wrap with the backs of the hands together, maybe the left hand can come toward the face, and then those left fingers into right palm. Lift the elbows, take hands away from the face, and then keep your straight back, or just go ahead and round in. Elbow to knee, elbow to block, or forearms down toward the floor. If you feel your sit bones lifting up, back up out of the pose so that your sit bones are really grounded and rooted. Find the appropriate level where you can totally release and relax for a couple minutes. Purposeful relaxation as your hips ground down. Breathe into them, let them release. This can be very intense for the hips. So don't go to a place that's too much. Go to a place that just feels like a nice deep tissue massage. In a way, that's what you're doing here with your Yin practice. Let your shoulders release. And one more time, let's come back to thoughts of metta. This time, you might bring your attention to someone that is on the other side of the world, or maybe there's a barrier or a wall between you and someone that comes to mind. Imagine this person, and imagine that just like you, they desire love and affection, and send this metta wish in that direction. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live a life of ease. Now slowly, let's come on out, using your hands to press up, opening arms to the side, and again lifting the heart, looking up. Hands behind, take a little back bend, lift the heart. And then untangling the legs slowly. Feet to the floor. Let's take windshield wipers side to side, very slowly. In fact, enjoy this little glute massage here as you rock slowly side by side, side to side. Nice. All right, now we're going into a pose called banana pose or bananasana. So flat on your back. Going to stretch fingers and toes in the opposite direction, lengthening through the spine. And then moving head and shoulders and arms over to the right as far as a place where you feel that sensation but not too much. And then hands can be towards opposite elbows above the head, or maybe just fingertips touch with elbows bent. And if that's really uncomfortable, just let a forearm rest on your forehead. Or support your arms in any way that feels comfortable. Now move the feet to the right as far as feels right to you. And you might experiment with crossing one ankle over the other or reversing that. Crossing left ankle over right might give a little deeper sensation. Crossing right over left might feel right to you. Use your inner knowing to decide, and we'll stay here in Bananasana for 3 minutes. Now the idea of this pose looks pretty simple, but if you're like me and you scan your body, you might find holding in unsuspected places. So let your legs release, relax. If they're crossed, that's kind of a way to secure them in place so that you can relax the muscles. Be sure that one hip is not lifting up off the floor. You really want your both hip bones really firmly glued to the earth. And if one has started to lift up, just come back out of the pose with arms or with your legs so that the hips can really be level and down. And then check your shoulders. Are they holding tension? Release that muscular effort. And how about your arms? If you notice any tingling in hands or arms, just bring them down, just lower them down. How about your side body? Let it release. Take a few more rounds of breath here, releasing one more area that is still left holding on. And then very slowly bring arms and legs back to center and reach fingers and toes in the opposite direction. Bring arms down and rest here for a moment. A fully straight position on your back. Keep your nice steady breath going. Maybe notice if one side of your body feels a little different than the other. Just lying here on your back, are you noticing sensations that are the same or maybe different on the right or the left side? One more nice big breath here. Release, relax. And now stretch fingers and toes opposite direction, reach, and then begin to move upper body to the left, little by little until you find your edge Again, your hands might go towards opposite elbows, or fingertips touch, or just rest the right arm on the forehead. And now begin with your hips firmly in place, staying level to the ground, moving the feet and the legs over to the left. Again, until you find your edge. And then again, one foot or the other may cross to secure that position in space. And then just release, relax. Coming back to that metta prayer. Who has come to your mind during this practice? Who do you really want to send this prayer of loving kindness out to? Send it to one, send it to many. Send it around the world. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live a life of ease. Picture in your mind's eye that state of being. For just like you, all beings want to be loved and to give love. Continue with your breath. And now, bringing arms and legs slowly straight down your mat, once again reaching fingers and toes in the opposite directions. Bring in one knee, slowly bring in the other knee. Give them a hug, a loving hug. And then with hands to knees, just take your knees around in a circle very slowly, in a very nurturing way. Again, your body may feel fragile. Our banana pose can be quite intense for some. Circle the knees the other way. So let's nurture ourselves as we come out. Very slowly, letting the body assimilate, release that stress. And now, as you're ready, again, holding behind the thighs, or maybe crossing the ankles left over right this time, holding the outsides of the feet. Begin to rock and roll front and back, or come up in any way that's right for you, nurturing for you. Coming into an easy seat, maybe sit up on your block, sit up on a cushion, so that the pelvis can tilt forward. You come to the front of those sit bones, encouraging that long spine from the ground all the way up to the crown of your head. And here, take a breath. Hands resting on the knees. Grow tall with your inhale. Settle in with the hips. Drop the shoulders on your exhale. If you wish to join me with hands to prayer at heart center, lower your chin, close your eyes. We'll take a metta meditation here. With thumbs to sternum, feel and listen for the beat of your heart with an empathic awareness. Allow a slow, gentle rhythm of your breath to arise of its own accord. Feel the cave of your heart, your spiritual heart, safe within. Notice the shelter all around your heart, your ribs like palace walls protecting it. How does it feel in here? Is it vacuous, full, heavy, or weighted, guarded, or open? Feel any holding patterns of isolation, grief, or an anxiety lift. Within you is the capacity to love that which transcends separation. With love, as we come full circle, offer these lines, this prayer, once again, to yourself. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I live a life of ease. Metta, loving kindness. The light in me shines and bows to the loving, kind light within all of you. Namaste.
So I hope you enjoyed a little yin today. I hope you had your candles going and a little loving kindness, a little metta for any live beings in your home. And wondering how you liked this kind of upbeat yin music. I will continue to use my crown of inner knowing with my beginner's mind and my creativity to keep improving, every video. And so Maybe I'll separate my yang music from my yin music. But meanwhile, so glad you were here practicing with me. Hope you made it all the way through. And I'd like to do, some yin every week. It's a nice balance to the active yang yoga practices that we most associate yoga with. So again, subscribe down below and click that little bell so that you'll get updated next time I do a video. And keep joining along, and I welcome any feedback. So enjoy your beautiful Sunday. Shanti.